So let's talk about video accessibility. Now, video arguably is a very important medium for communicating information, especially for those without sight impairments or disabilities and barriers to watching videos. If you think about all the content out there, it's becoming more and more video based, more and more bite-sized in some kind of video form, and generally that's where the web is moving. So more so than ever, it is very important to make sure that video content is accessible for all. But how do we do that? So videos for the sight impaired are almost useless. When you lack visual context for videos, images or GIFs, it takes away a large impact of the context or meaning of a video. When you lack visual context for videos, images or GIFs, it takes away a large impact for the context or the meaning of content. To ensure proper accessibility, we can take a few basic steps. Hard-code subtitles in the video. Now, doing so would cause translation issues unless you make sure that you have hard-coded subtitles for all the many different types of languages out there in the world and countries out there who will consume your content. So although hard-coded subtitles are great and they are read by screen readers, they are not always accessible for multiple languages, for multiple different types of people of those disabilities. So you then end up working for a very specific group of people, which goes against the principles of having information that is accessible to all. The other option is to add SRT subtitle files, SRT meaning subrip, which is a format of translation files. And you make sure that you add those with localization and context for what's going on. So context for what's happening on the screen. And you can do that with essentially a timestamp, and then you can add text against that timestamp, and you could add obviously context in a square bracket and say, this is what's happening on screen. And that's a really good way to add accessibility on videos, because that does get read by screen readers as well. Another good one is auto captions. So auto captions is something that you see on YouTube, and it's a really quick way to make sure all videos have a caption for the audio on the video, and it essentially transcribes what's being said in the video to the person watching it on their screen reader. Now, the only downside with that is that the context of the video, so for example, if someone gets in a car and drives off, the person who is watching the video, who requires auto captions and cannot see the video very well, does not know that that's happening. Unless they can hear it with audio, they may not know what's happening. They can only just assume. So it does fail in that department, whereas SRT files or subtitle files can add that context. So as we've seen, the last few examples have their own issues as well as benefits. But the one that kind of merges the two together and has the best of all of it is mixed contextual captions. So that's mixed contextual captions and auto captions together. And what essentially that does is that provides auto captions. So when some audio is on the screen, it tries to transcribe it to your local language. And it also has contextual captions for what's happening on the screen. So somebody who is completely unable to watch the video or not watch it very well can understand now that somebody is getting in the car, what type of car, what color the car is, etc. And they will have a better understanding of what's happening in the video, and will have access to almost the same information and context that someone who doesn't have a sight impairment will. And that's essentially the core of video accessibility. Obviously, make sure that videos are labeled, make sure that they are correctly tied into your accessibility tree via ARIA labels or just good headings to make the user understand what this is and that it's tied in with their user experience. And it's just not a video out of context without any accompanying captions or any contextual captions as well. And there you go. So that is video accessibility. I'm Harry, and I'll catch you in the next one.